you don't really do that in real life. You can't go back. But then I was also, it's sort of going back, but it's also the idea that even though things are bad, you're gonna go again. You know, so you're going to take that risk, like Noel said at the beginning in that little clip. Like you do, most people do get up and go again. So, and then I was thinking, you know, you always look back on things, and do you regret them? Would you do them again? I don't know. It's more that idea. I mean, I haven't got the answers to it. So I just,
sure,
and then I thought it was quite interesting that we, you know, with everyone improvising and talking about the characters quite a lot. So when you break up, it was kind of funny. They'd all known a little bit about it before they met. So I think that added some kind of magic.
Mercedes, I want to start with you, obviously. Fantastic achievement. It took 4 years, I believe, to make this film?
15 years.
15 years.
No,
16?
No.
20, I know.
No. Yeah, a long time, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did the idea come about for you?
Well, I was just thinking about the idea of, I was quite fascinated by the idea of splitting up with people and that whole bubble that you get into, because it's really hilarious, but it's really heavy and awful and interesting and weird. And you sort of out of time with the world, and then, I suddenly got microphoned. Kerry's a pro, she knows what's going on. Yeah, and so I liked that idea, and I thought, you're just as crazy when you first meet.
Yes.
So I just thought those 2 times were sort of interesting.
So how did you start?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, let's get this straight. How did I start?
Fine.
So I was talking about the idea for ages, and actually you did a really early one, didn't you, with Julia?
With Julia, yeah.
So Julia Davis kept saying, "Oh, come on, you've got to do this idea," and I started trying them out. And weirdly enough, it's not in the film, but Julia and Steve tried one out before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started filming different breakups first,
Yeah,
and
that was a real early bit of the whole idea, and then I took
proof
it.
of concept.
Yeah, and then I started taking it more seriously, and and started putting couples together and trying it out. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And Steve, how did you get involved way back in the day then?
Back in the day, it was about 10 years ago.
20 years ago now.
That's what might have been, yeah.
I think Mercedes just called me up and said, meet me in a cafe in Islington. Julia Davis will be there, legend who I didn't know very well, and then I had to break up with her. It's like, God, I love you, and it was all quite a lot to take in, but it was brilliant, such a brilliant idea.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you were pitched straight in. How much did you tell Steve and Julia about what was going to happen?
Well, that time we hadn't told Steve very much. I've been sort of talking about it for ages. I probably talked to Julia more about it at the time, because that was a really early idea, and then I sort of went away from it for ages. So it was different to when we did them properly.
Okay.
Not properly, but I mean there was more thought that went. I mean they all probably felt quite haphazard anyway because of the whole nature of filming.
Yeah. Because you shot it piecemeal, didn't you, over a number of months, a number of years? You had to basically grab people and crew from wherever you could. Yeah,
because I had no money at all, so it was just whoever was free. I mean, it was so amazing because all the cast are just really into being creative and open. It was just fantastic, really lucky. And with the crew as well. There's who's here? There's some of the crew are here today anyway. There's Gabby is here, one of the DOPs, and Joe. Anyway, people are here, Jolyn. So everyone I'd ring people and say, can you do it? And if they couldn't, they couldn't. So that also changed sometimes which scene I do or which locations and all that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, and Kerry, I'll bring you in as well now. I mean, how did you get involved? And were there times when Mercedes called you and you couldn't answer the phone?
Yeah, like this afternoon. Mercedes and I did a job together where she was playing a junkie.
Yeah. Thanks for that. What were you in?
Yeah, that was awful. I went into the costume truck and they were looking at my boobs and deciding the cleavage wasn't enough. It was quite a vile job, which shall not be named, obviously, tonight.
That country file.
So that's how you, so then you got the call, and then what are you told about the scenarios that you're going to be playing?
Well, she told me the concept of the film, that she was getting different actors together to improvise breakups, and she's quite a good winder-upper, is Mercedes. She sort of pulls you along.
I think she's a good judge of what you'd be like if you were breaking up with people. I think she kind of looked at us all and went, oh yeah, you'd be like that. You'd be like a bit shit or whatever. So it was really she's quite incisive in that way.
Yeah.
Everyone seems really apt because I think we all know each other quite well. You know, the cast is we're not friends here, so
It was probably an opportunity for us all to play out how we wished we'd done it.
That's the thing. I mean, did previous breakups, I don't want to pry too much into private lives, obviously, but did previous breakups play in your mind when you were
What do you think
enacting
acting is?
them? This is true. You're putting the acting in
It's
acting.
all
yeah.
about what you've done before and wish you'd done.
But it's funny because, you know, that everyone's had breakups, that's the thing. So we've all, you know, well, most people have had some kind of trauma with it. So if you put like with Kerry's one, Kerry and Ronan was much more heavy, and we knew that she drank a bit. There's lots of things that we'd thought about before they actually were on screen. Like,
Okay,
so
yeah.
like, and it's a shame because you had to cut certain things as well. Like Steve and Kelly, I definitely was about her living in Ireland and not coming over. There was just different scenarios that sort of, you know, I mean, the Julia and Peter one's much more complicated and weird, and Seb's, that's all a whole different scenario. But everyone's, so if you say you're breaking up for this reason, most people in their heart kind of can go, oh yeah, I've been there, or...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Peter, you got to do what Steve ultimately didn't, and share a scene with Julia Davis.
Yes, I didn't know that.
What was that
Yeah.
experience like for you?
Well, it was very strange. I mean, I've known Mercedes since she was a little thing. So it was rather odd, you know, when suddenly she's a big, talented director saying, do you want to be in this film? And it was really weird because I had no idea what kind of thing it was going to be. So it was just done out of kind of interest and friendship. And we met in a laundrette in Highgate.
First time, yes.
With Julia, who I didn't know, and we did this sort of strange scene, and then nothing happened for like a year. And then we met again in a fantastic flat in West Hampstead or somewhere. And then we met in the Groucho Club. So it was like a extraordinary spread out, rambling, sort of improvised, interesting experience. But I had no idea what it was I was going to be in.
Oh, really?
You know, I mean, in terms of the finished film. And then I saw it, and it's very, very impressive. So,
Absolutely. And I believe that you all shot the breakup scenes first. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did it the same order as the film.
Same order as the film.
I thought that's all we had to do.
That's why you only gave me 5 minutes in King's Cross.
Can you talk about that idea, starting with part 2 first, and then going back to part 1? Breakups
Yeah,
first,
'cause I
and
was
then the meet
thinking,
cutes.
Well, you don't really do that in real life. You can't
Yeah.
go back. But then I was also, it's sort of going back, but it's also the idea that even though things are bad, you're gonna go again. You know, so you're gonna take that risk, like Noel said at the beginning in that little clip. Like you do, most people do get up and go again. So, and then I was thinking, you know, you always look back on things, and do you regret them? Would you do them again? I don't know. It's more that idea. I mean, I haven't got the answers to it. So
Yeah,
I just,
sure, of
and then
course.
I thought it was quite interesting that we, you know, with everyone improvising and talking about the characters quite a lot. So when you break up, it was kind of funny. They'd all known a little bit about it before they met. So I think
Okay,
that added some kind of magic, because it's quite sad, but
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
And Steve, did that help you as an actor, having broken up first?
Well, have an experience
Yeah.
of... Yeah, of course, yeah. My scene was... Because I wasn't in the same room as Kelly, so it was quite... I could sort of hear her in the
Yeah,
other
it was
room.
it was in your
my
house.
flat, so she was sort of I could sort of hear her. It was really sort of quite disconcerting as a way of performing that actual scene. Yeah, I liked it because it was slightly awkward and it was very fast. So you had to think on your feet. So I'm rubbish. I can't think of
remember
anything.
trying to get you to get as rude as possible with her.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't
Yeah,
you?
getting a bit embarrassed.
Or did you not want to be rude? Is that what it was?
Oh, no, I'm just joking. I was
Okay.
just joking on how far I could get him to go. with the
She wanted me
stripes,
to
you know.
get my kit off.
Of course. Well, of course. And Kerry, I believe you and Roland go way back. Is this true?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long way back.
How long back? Years?
That's a sign of how old I am.
So what was it like breaking up with him and then reuniting that flame, I guess?
Well, Roland's quite a tricky character.
Is that very symptomatic of your relationship?
He's hard to read.
Okay.
So it was good to do a scene with him, especially when I didn't have to look at him.
Yeah, I love that.
When he's behind, yeah,
I
okay.
did love that with those two.
Yeah.
God, he was nasty, old bastard, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Men were so vile, weren't they?
I don't know why that came up.
And Peter, can you talk about the second scene with Julia, meeting her for the first time, that very funny audition scene?
Yeah, that was great fun. I mean, again, what I really liked about the film, and this is something about the improvisational quality of it, because we were all thinking on our feet and feeling on our feet. You know, all this kind of kaleidoscope of relationships and the sort of need of people for each other that are all different and jagged and weird and messy, but very, very convincing. I really love that about the film. And some of it's funny and some of it is excruciatingly painful, which the scene in the Groucho Club, the audition, kind of covers that territory. It's excruciating. But the need of Julia's character, and then the sort of lazy need of him, you know, pretty girl, he's got the power. And it's like how things just sort of come together for a while and then they break up. Very good.
I think excruciating is a good word to use for drama. I think it's really, because I was thinking I should bring my son, but he just finds, right at the age he is, excruciating so desperately painful that he can't stand it. But I think that strangely is what is the key to investigative drama in this sort of sense, isn't it? To really hit the points that are so awfully painful, excruciating to both be part of and also to witness as an audience. And somehow we're so drawn to that, and that's where the edge of comedy is as well, isn't it? It's just like horrific.
You put yourself on the line. Also, it's quite, you know, when you break up with someone, it's really private, but you don't almost give a fuck who's around, who's watching. And I think so. You have to really, to break up.
Yeah.
You're really putting yourself on the line. I think that's. I know you do that in a lot of dramas, but it's that bubble either side. I think that happens in. It's funny, that audition one actually, because me and Jules had talked about that for ages. I really wanted her to do some kind of weird, we talked about Macbeth, and then she knew it anyway. It was really odd. It was one of those weird synchronized things. I was like, oh, you should do Macbeth. She was like, I know that one. And then so some people I had more chance to talk to about them with than others.
It just hits that thing on the head brilliantly, the film. You know, to need is terribly sad, and it's also terribly funny.
Yeah.
And the number of times where you've got that, you know, the two guys on the beach and the Thames.
Ollie Maltman's
it's still
here.
sad.
Well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of the cast are here. Others are around.
But all of them, you know, the zombie in his hut.
Yes.
Somebody's down there hiding.
So many cast members
Zombie's
here.
not an actor, so he's
If you're not in the cast of this film, raise your hands.
Yeah, there's Juliet Cowan, the girl on the roof, who's the cuddly one, and then there's who did I say? Siobhan Hewlett's here as well, the girl who sings.
Oh, yes.
And John Milroy, the builder's here. Am I
brilliant.
forgetting somebody?
So, did you, as writer and director, did you have a number of scenarios in your head? Did you write down scenarios? And how did you make sure that each breakup felt tonally different? You know, so some are quite quiet, some are darkly comedic. Only a couple of times that people really actively break down.
Yeah.
How did you modulate that
I
as a director?
definitely wanted that, and the same with London. I wanted to use different parts of London as the sort of matchmaker or divider of it, and the same with, I was trying a lot to find difference. Because originally I was thinking, how many different ways can you really do this? It's all the same in the end. At one point I was thinking of swapping all the endings around, because I was thinking, me and you could break up right now. I mean, how different would it be?
It would be painful.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know how different they'd be with different people. How many? And then anyway, so yes, I was thinking. I was trying to put also comedians with straighter actors a lot. I tried that out a bit as well. Like I really liked Peter and Julia being together, because I thought it was interesting having Peter. I mean, he's funny as well, but he's quite a heavyweight, and with Jules being how she is. And then Seb was just such a funny, and it was, I love the way he wouldn't get off the chair. Yeah, I don't know. So I was just trying to mix them up a bit. And then the only reason I really screamed is I thought I can't ask anybody else to really scream.
So yeah, you took it
funny,
yourself.
isn't it? The thing, because I hadn't seen it before tonight, but the thing to break up is actually quite brave, isn't it? It's to follow through with it. That's what came through as well. I felt that it's a decision. It's tough, it's hard, and it's a hard decision to make and a hard thing to follow through with, and that came through with all of them.